Om Shanti. Good evening. Welcome.
Om Shanti, good evening.
Om Shanti, good evening.
Shanti. Let us take a few moments in reflection. As we relax ourselves. And gently turn our energy within. As if we are stepping inside a silent room. A room where I can be myself without the influences of the external world. But I don't need to do anything, but just be myself. A very relaxing and calming presence of the being. Away from the clutter of the external world, into the gentle silence of the truth that I am. An eternal point of light. A living being of peaceful energy. Gently experience my true essence. And from this space, I realize that I don't need to do anything or to possess anything in order to be myself. My truth lies beyond the world of external possessions and identities. I allow the external world to fade away and just rest in this beautiful silence of the being. I've taken this time out to learn about myself, to go within, to explore a new dimension and get to know my true self better. Moksha. Welcome again. Today we ought to explore the subject of being a trustee. Trustee. We have all heard the word trustee. What is meant by trustee? Who can be trusted? Who can be trusted? Good. What else? You know, like in any organization, we say we have a board of trustees, right? Especially non-profit organizations, we say trustees. So what is exactly meant by a trustee? So trustee is someone to whom a responsibility has been entrusted with the condition that, they're just using their role or position to, according to the code, according to the, whatever the um, uh, kind of the condition they have established. They can't use anything for personal benefit. They have to use it for the trust, basically, right? And so that is real trustee. And so in the spiritual context, when we say trustee is, it's like a state of consciousness where I live, with the feeling that I'm not here to use anything personally, like for my own, benefit, but it's it's an act of taking care without needing anything uh, for the self. Mhm. Huh? Taking care of the body, we say body, mind, resources, relationships, all of it. So one attitude is to, use the body or use the mind or use the resources, use the relationships to feel happy with it, to get something from them. And the other is to use all these resources as a means of service for others, and as a means of, and with this inner knowing that nothing belongs to me. And so in last Sunday's Murli, this was the main theme. And so that's why we chose to, explore this theme a little bit more. Trustee. So the consciousness of a trustee. It also, the moment I feel that, I'm just using it to, for others, and it doesn't belong to me, I can actually use it better. And I won't be disappointed if something doesn't work out. And I won't be overtly happy, if something is, working out. And so it's a very nice way of being involved, but also being detached. There are two words. One is to be involved, and the other is to be entangled. So trustee is involved, but not entangled. And so that's why a trustee experiences inner freedom in whatever they are doing. they're not experiencing any bondage or sorrow because of, right? Right. So, what is the opposite of trustee? What is opposite of trustee?
Owner?
Owner, good, yes, owner. The feeling that I own something. Yeah. And if the truth of life is that I really don't own anything and I don't own anyone, just this inner knowing, allows me to, shift my consciousness. I know that, you know, um, I'm here, as a, um, yeah, the other word sometimes, in Hindi, it's, and Baba uses often, it's called grihasthi, and trustee. So trustee is just using everything for service. Grihasthi can easily get entangled in like there is a whole web of thoughts in which we can get entangled. So we say that we say one consciousness is the consciousness of a householder, or we can say of being an owner, as was shared, and that attitude is to hold on. Versus a trustee, the attitude is to let go. And so that's a big difference. In whenever we think of inner power, spiritual power is my capacity to let go. External power could be my capacity to hold on, but inner power or spiritual power is my capacity to let go. Right? And of course, let go of fears, doubts, worries, all that, let go of expectations. And so in my mind, can I let go of whatever is temporary and just focus on, pay attention to that, what is permanent, everlasting. And so that's why the more we grow on the path of meditation, spirituality, we realize that how do we know that we are progressing is this, our capacity to let go will increase. We won't feel that inner resistance towards anyone or anything. Right, Arna? Yes? You want to say hello to everyone? Come. Are you a trustee? Say, come here. Say hello.
Hello,
Say, I'm a trustee.
I'm a trustee.
Introduce,
Hello.
introduce yourself
Hi,
and say, my name is
Anna.
Arna. How old are you? 4.
4.5.
4.5. Okay. Good. What are your hobbies?
My family.
Your family is your hobby? Oh, hobby means what do you like to do? What is your interest?
I like to color.
You like to color? Color. Okay, coloring, painting. Good. Good. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Right. Acha. So there are a few aspects of being a trustee that I would like to maybe explore together. The first aspect we say is guest consciousness. So how do I really feel that I'm a trustee, and how do I reinforce that consciousness is by this inner knowing that I'm a guest. You know. So it says it's best to be a guest. Mhm. You know. So when I'm a guest, I can use everything without the burden of, you know, kind of trying to hold on to something. You know. As a guest, I can go to a party and use everything without being worried about what will happen to my chair or what will happen, right? Uh, versus the host has to think about, a lot of things. And the truth of life is that we are all guests. We say we are guests in this world, and also we are guests in this body, right? Mhm. Right.
But
And
we don't.
uh,
If we were guest and we don't do anything, we just say, okay, why do we work hard to make money? If we anyway gonna need everything here. There
right,
should be a balance between doing and right. And one day it was said that we are current yogi, you should focus on your currents and not think about like the current local future.
right.
So we should balance, right? Otherwise, everyone is saying that why don't we just live by bare minimum capacity.
Of course, it's always striking a balance. And so it's more in terms of my thinking, like all these, externally, definitely whatever, role we have to play, we play. But internally, if I have fewer thoughts and, higher quality thoughts, then actually I can be more productive and, even at work and, not getting stressed about anything. It actually enhances the quality of my life. And so all
I think
these,
to detangle ourselves,
yeah,
we can if we're stuck in something, and then we can use this thought
right.
to
Yes,
detangle ourselves.
yes, right, right. Mhm. Good, yes. And so we say there is a security of the traveler. So when I travel, I'm always secure. Um, I travel, visit one place, I use everything there. Then, I go to another place, I meet different people, but I keep on traveling, right? It's not that I am, too much attached to, a place or a thing. Yes,
So, not saying lies or not to steal. These are the thoughts these are the qualities which comes in us by default, right?
Mm.
We say that these are default qualities of the soul. Then why the quality of letting go is not in us by default?
Mm.
As soon as we are born, or as soon as we are in the family, we start holding on to it. That this is my family, I shouldn't leave them, right?
Yeah,
Even for a child, like she's just like she's small, she still knows that if I go somewhere, she'll start crying because she still is holding on to it.
mm,
So why that quality is not coming by default
right.
in the soul?
Yeah. And, still, the default quality of the soul is to, let go. But it's out of, that's what we will try and, discuss more. It's like, the two words, that is I and mine, they don't allow the soul to let go. And so it's as if, we have created this world of illusion of temporary identities of I and mine. That's what we call as Maya, you know. So ego and attachment, and that's what, um, and the more I realize my truth, it's then very easy to let go. It doesn't take much time to let go. Mhm. Right.
So it's like it should be there, but you just lose it as
Yeah.
you get tangled to this actor line.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And so, when we talk about traveler, it's like the soul is a traveler. We souls, we used to live in our home of light. We have traveled from there. We are here, and then we'll travel back again. So the more I maintain that perspective, that attitude, I'm able to, stay in that consciousness of being a guest. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Mhm. When um, it's very interesting. There's one, we have Sister Madhvi also, I think, join us. Welcome, Sister Madhvi. Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Mhm.
Please carry on.
Okay, sure. Um, I somewhere found a very nice kind of a slide. I'll maybe just briefly share this. And this has to do with, why do we worry? Why is it difficult to let go? And so the question is, do you have a problem in life? Arna, do you have a problem in life? Yes? No?
What is the problem?
Do you have any problem? No problem? So that's good. So do you have a problem in life? If the answer is no, then why worry? Right? Now, do you have a problem in life? If the answer is yes. Okay. The next question I have to ask is, can you do something about it? Can you do something about it? Right? If the answer is yes, then why worry? Do it. And if the answer is no, then why worry? You can't do anything about it anyways. Right? So then why worry at all? There's no need to worry, really. Yeah. And so I really like this. I found somewhere online, but it's really interesting. Why do we worry? You know, uh, and the more we create these thoughts around, again, the two words are I and mine. We begin to worry. Begin to. Now, in regards to being a trustee, another consciousness that is very interesting to hold on to. So first is the guest consciousness. So the more I feel I'm a guest, easier for me to hold the consciousness of being a trustee. The second aspect, actually, a lot of times Baba says in the Murli is beggar consciousness. Baba would say from beggar to prince. It says when you let go of the idea of your limited worth, you open up space for unlimited possibilities. Right? So, so beggar, if I feel I'm not entitled to anything based on my, external appearance, external achievements, or whatever. So to really feel that I'm not entitled to anything, limited, it actually opens up space for unlimited possibilities. And that's what, Baba would say, from beggar, you become a prince, from beggar to prince. So knowing that nothing really, belongs to me, I'm entitled to nothing. Because the moment we perform an action, we feel that we are entitled to something. And that's where the attitude of, holding on comes. I want to hold on to. It could be, recognition. It could be praise. It could be external validation, whatever. But all of that is also, something that reduces the value. Right? Mm. So this is, we say, a beggar consciousness. There's another way we can look at, and we say it is the consciousness. And this is what Baba also mentioned on Sunday, is not to be used by the mind, but to use the mind. So it says the mind, a beautiful servant, but a dangerous master. So renounce your right on the mind. use your mind, don't be used by it. And so, as a trustee, the more I let go, I become in control of my mind, right? And then you know, uh, and then the mind works for me rather than I working for the mind. And the mind is a beautiful servant, meaning if the mind works for the soul, the mind does an excellent job, but a dangerous master, because if the mind comes to power, if the mind becomes in charge, then the mind can easily destroy all the peace and happiness inside the soul, right? And again, it's like letting go, right? Trustee, so letting go of the right on the mind. And that's what, it was mentioned in the Murli also, that feel that the mind doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. And God has given the mind to you. And so if you feel that the mind doesn't belong to you, then you wouldn't use the mind to think anything which is not right. You would automatically, use it to think uh, that what is right. Right. So in this process of becoming a trustee, there are basically there are two main areas, or two main um, uh, we say traps of illusion that come in the way. And what are those two traps? Again, we said I and mine. The word I feeds ego. I feeds ego and creates hurt. So if I'm feeling hurt by anyone, or any scene in the life, it means that somewhere there is an ego. And that ego has come the more I use the word I. And the other word is mine. So main or mera. Mine feeds attachment and creates worry. So I feeds ego and creates hurt, and mine feeds attachment and creates worry. So if I feel I have any worry or anxiety, it just means that I have more attachment, and that attachment has come from mine. And if I'm feeling hurt, it just means that, I have ego, and that ego has been created by the word I. And so in spiritual, experience and effort, it's like the more I'm able to, work on these two words, I and mine, the more I'm able to identify, who I am not and what isn't mine. It actually allows me to then stay centered on who I am and what is mine. Right. So there is a nice little clip around, how ego, for example, and attachment can come in the way of our, spiritual experience. Let us maybe watch.
A school used to organize a fun trip for its students every year. This year, a trip was planned for its young students. Everyone was excited for the trip. On the decided day, all the kids gathered and got on the school bus. On time, the bus left the school premises. On the way, there was a tunnel through which the bus had to pass to reach the destination. Upon reaching there, the bus driver saw a board on which it was written that the height of the tunnel is 5 meters. The height of the bus was also approximately 5 meters. Since the school used to organize this trip every year, the bus driver had gone through that tunnel many times, so the driver didn't stop the bus. Usually the bus could pass through without any problem, but this time, after entering the tunnel, somewhere in the middle, the bus roof got rubbed against that of the tunnel, and the bus got stuck there. This frightened the children. When the teachers questioned, the bus driver said, "Every year I drive the bus through the tunnel without any problem, but I don't know why it got stuck today." Listening to this, a man who got there said, "Recently, this road has been paved, so the level of the road has been raised a little." Seeing the bus stuck, people started to gather there, trying to help. A man tied his car to the bus using a rope and tried to pull it, but the rope broke. Some suggested bringing a strong crane to get the bus out. Others suggested digging and breaking the road. In the midst of these various suggestions, a child got off the bus and said, "Why not let out some air from the tires, and then the bus height will get a bit lower, away from the tunnel roof, and we will be able to pass safely through this tunnel." Everyone was amazed at the kid's brilliant advice and did the same. The bus came out of that tunnel safely. Similarly, in our life journey, we get stuck because of ego, pride, etc. If we remove these things from within us, then it will become easier for us to pass through the tunnel of this life. The life lesson here is that in our journey through life, we may face obstacles due to our own internal issues like ego and pride. Instead of complicating matters, sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. Just like letting out air from the tires made the bus fit through the tunnel. Letting go of ego and pride can make our journey through life smoother. The story encourages us to reflect on our internal obstacles and consider simple, humble solutions to overcome them. Removing unnecessary burdens like letting out air from the tires can help us navigate life's challenges more smoothly and reach our destination with greater ease.
Very nice. Thank you.
Very nice. Good teaching.
Mhm. Even it was like it is such a simple, solution. Sometimes we stay in our, we say, inflated, you know, consciousness of ego or whatever. But, just deflating the ego solves the problem. Many times it happens like that, right. Any thoughts on this? Anyone wants to share any thoughts on
Very
this?
nice to say that deflate the ego.
Right.
Yeah. I was thinking sort of about the topic, the guest consciousness. Actually, I pretty much on almost a weekly basis, one of my favorite songs of Bollywood, "Main Pal Do Pal Ka Shair Hoon." So, it kind of reminds us, right? Gives us the perspective that we are here for even Ik Pyar Ka Nagma has like that, right? So some of the songs actually give us that message that we are
Right.
actually a guest and what should be there.
Right. Yeah. We have Madhuri's sister also. Any thoughts from Sister Madhuri on the video? Like to share?
Yeah, it's a nice video, Saurabh. Very nice. A nice video. And if we really look at, I think ego and attachment are very much intertwined. One doesn't exist without another. It's not that I have ego and then, I don't have attachment, or I have attachment, I don't have ego. They're both so much intertwined. If we look at just ego, ego, we all know what it means. Ego is defined as an attachment to wrong image. So ego itself means an attachment deep within, which I'm carrying, which is causing me hurt. As you said, ego is causing hurt. But underneath that ego, already there is attachment. And, one can say, well, this one is egoistic, but, or, I have ego, but I don't have attachment. No, because I'm attached to a wrong image in my mind. That could be a person, that could be a thing in my life, or it could be my opinion. It could be, anything that's very strong attachment that is actually causing externally ego. So, but underneath the, attachment is very much hidden. If that attachment disappears, then ego disappears too. But both are very much intertwined. So I think the way, it was said again, attachment to a wrong image. I think one of the slides that you have mentioned is about being a beggar, having a beggar consciousness. I think recently in the spiritual session, we have learned that you completely forgetting about your own body is like being a beggar conscious. Just remembering only one God is like you're completely becoming a pure beggar. Meaning it's like that sort of deeply within that I belong to one God. And even renouncing the consciousness of body that we so much hold externally. This is what I am. This is what I have, or, this is what, like my position, my status. Immediately it catches hold of us in such a way that I'm no more that pure beggar. I mean, you've definitely beautifully explained it's not about, asking, or beggar consciousness doesn't mean that I'm asking. But beggar consciousness is completely not having that sort of, letting go of things and not having attachment. And also, I think about the security of a traveler. I think that's very powerful. Recently, we were having a high level delegate from one of the, from the UN actually. And so she shared something very beautiful. Her term was finishing at the UN. And, we asked that you must be having a lot of things to do. And then when you go back, like maybe you will, think that, oh, I should have finished this, or, you must be like trying to finish everything that you want. She said, no, I'm not. She said, the reality is we cannot finish everything 100%. And I'm a person that I just move on. Once I move on, that past is past. I don't go and then think I should have done this. I could have better, on this, so I could have done this. And I was really moved, she's not even in knowledge. Like, I mean to say, like, she's a very authentic, wonderful person, very wonderful person. But I was very much moved when she said that, I just move on. It's not that you can be 100%. And so security of a traveler, that's what it is. We cannot actually, we try to achieve so many things. We try to, be our best. And, of course, we have to do our responsibilities and duties. But again, the consciousness of letting go, I've done my best. I leave it to God and I move on. I don't hold on to past, or I should have done this. I should have, could have this or that. And that would never make us be at peace. And there is somewhere attachment. I have been in this position. Hope people are identifying me in this position. Hope I did my best, and but it was very, very humbling of her to say, I'm done. I don't look back. So I think that is, being the traveler, security of a traveler, that you're not holding on to anything. And as a soul, we travel from, like we always travel. It's not that we are at one place. But because I think we forget certain realities in life, we carry on so many things, or we look back and think, oh, I should have done this. Somewhere that is also an ego or attachment, right, of our position. I'm attached to, my task. So moving forward, and just letting go and being that traveler. As you said, the guest, I've done, I move forward. I think these are very, very profound things. And the video said it very right. Little things create solution, little things, and those little things slip sometimes. And we are trying hard for a bigger solution. As the chart said, the flow chart said, okay, if you do you have something, like any problem? No. And do you have a solution? Yes, okay, then why worry? No, okay, then why worry? So it's like that. I think solutions are very, very tiny in our life, but we miss those tiny solutions.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. I think very beautiful slides and beautiful way of explanation.
There was one another thought. So this was like, the topic of ego, I, and the other is mind, right? And like you were saying, like from a very early, phase of our life, we begin to, create those temporary labels. So there's a nice scientific research around it. How does this happen? So there's a little video about it. It's maybe.
After witnessing the violent rage shown by babies whenever deprived of an item they considered their own, Jean Piaget, a founding father of child psychology, observed something profound about human nature. Our sense of ownership emerges incredibly early. Why are we so clingy? There's a well-established phenomenon in psychology known as the endowment effect, where we value items much more highly just as soon as we own them. In one famous demonstration, students were given a choice between a coffee mug or a Swiss chocolate bar as a reward for helping out with research. Half chose the mug and half chose the chocolate. That is, they seemed to value the two rewards similarly. Other students were given a mug first and then a surprise chance to swap it for a chocolate bar, but only 11% wanted to. Yet another group started out with chocolate, and most preferred to keep it rather than swap. In other words, the students nearly always put greater value on whichever reward they started out with. Part of this has to do with how quickly we form connections between our sense of self and the things we consider ours. That can even be seen at the neural level. In one experiment, neuroscientists scanned participants' brains while they allocated various objects either to a basket labeled mine or another labeled Alex's. When participants subsequently looked at their new things, their brains showed more activity in a region that usually flickers into life whenever we think about ourselves. Another reason we're so fond of our possessions is that from a young age, we believe they have a unique essence. Psychologists showed us this by using an illusion to convince 3 to 6-year-olds they built a copying machine, a device that could create perfect replicas of any item. When offered a choice between their favorite toy or an apparently exact copy, the majority of the children favored the original. In fact, they were often horrified at the prospect of taking home a copy. This magical thinking about objects isn't something we grow out of. Rather, it persists into adulthood while becoming ever more elaborate. For example,
So there was a very deep psychology that I really like in this research that there are two baskets exactly the same. On one it is written mine, and on someone else's name. So wherever it is written mine, I somehow have a connection there, and and, and again it's to do with like identity, right? Somewhere I've lost, I've forgotten my truth, my identity, and then I begin to take value from, whatever I feel belongs to me. So what happens is that the interesting aspect is, like, if I feel something belongs to me, it is mine, I'm trying to use it for my own value, but in the process, I'm reducing its value. So the moment I say someone or something is mine, what happens is I start to take that person or thing for granted. I then don't appreciate, if I say, oh, this thing is mine now, and I need to look for something else that is mine. I, tend to have more and more. I hold on to more and more and more. Right. So it's very interesting, like how this, in psychology, like how this works. I feel something is mine, then I will put another label on mine, right? And that's where so yeah, and then I tend to reduce the value.
Yeah, like the law of diminishing marginal utility. So
What
like
was
when
that?
we are the law of diminishing marginal utility, like economics, they say every we take one chocolate, then if even if we like chocolate, we have another one, we will get less, we'll get less disinterested. Then we have one more, then it's more disinterested.
Correct. And very nice. And there's it's something that dawned upon today. It says there is only one I and mine that are the truth. That's the truth. The other I's and minds are what I create under illusion. So when I say I am Saurabh, that's the name of the body. That's not who I really am. So I am a soul. So the truth is I am a soul. But everything else, I am a this, I am a this, I am a this, is what I have created. It's not me, but I have created. In the same way, mine. Mine is this one, that one, whatever. It's all under illusion. Now, because I have created it, I can also destroy it. I can destroy them by consciously empowering my reality. Means the more and more I, choose to consciously remind myself of my truth, then all these false images, everything automatically will fade away. And so it's really interesting to go deeper in this subject of I and mine. Right.
Very nice.
Any thoughts from Madhvi to that?
I think, yeah, it's very deep, definitely. Again, just going back to this aspect of how ego and attachments are intertwined, just like, we're all so much connected to our, what do you call, like our, opinions, right? Our ideas, our opinions, very subtle. It's actually very subtle. And so that attachment is existing, this is my idea and this is the way I do it, right? And if somebody doesn't like that idea or somebody, rejects that idea, immediately ego pops in. Then I get anger, right? So how attachment and ego are intertwined. So many like that examples. Even when it comes to, people that we are attached to. We're attached, that attachment, wants us to keep them towards us, with us. Nothing should happen to them. And say if anybody says anything to that person or anybody touches that person or anything, immediately that ego, that anger comes out. How can you say to my child like this, So how attachment and ego, work together, and they're very, very subtle beneath Because sometimes we think ego is something that, is loud, but ego can be very subtle and quiet. Sometimes those who have attachment ego can do very much dangerous things in a very silent way.
Mm.
They can actually create such destruction in a very silent way. Ego is not always like, I'm loud, look, I'm here, I'll do this. But very silently also we can create some sort of havoc. So many a times it comes out in the form of very quiet reactions. I may think I'm a very nice person, I'm nice to everyone and I talk to everyone in a nice way. But ego and attachment is like when I'm even doing a task, if anyone corrects me, this task is not done properly. So immediately I'm reacting to that. No, no,
Mm.
no, 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 no. This is so I know it. I'm doing it right. And then
Mm.
we get into so many arguments and we want to prove that, yes, no, I'm doing it right. So
Mm.
like that, where there is this ego and attachment, very quick reactions happen, and we
Mm.
want to prove that we are right always. That's what ego is about, no? But
Mm.
that person could be very nice to everyone. I can be very nice to everyone, but the moment I'm touched to the things that I'm doing, and somewhere, if I'm said, no, you need to improve here, I don't want to agree that. And
Mm.
very silently also this ego and attachment works.
Mm.
Discuss it further. Yeah,
Mm.
a little later.
Yes. Another thought around this ego and attachment. So, we say there are three ways. We say I do, I have, and I am. So I do is like I take my sense of self from the actions that I perform. I have is I take my sense of self from the possessions that I have. And I am is so how the ego works is I do something, so I am this. Attachment is I have this, so I am this. Right? Right. I have a lot of money, so I am, uh, a millionaire, or I need to be respected, for example. But then in spiritual context, when we really completely let go of do's and haves, so there's nothing that I do, there's nothing that I have, but I am just am. So that's where the trustee consciousness emerges. Like I am nothing, in the sense like I do nothing, I have nothing. And then I'm nothing in terms of the external things of life. And then just I am. I am. Sure. There was one last video, and it's actually a story. And the story is about a disciple and a master. And a disciple goes to the master to learn how to learn about detachment. And the master, teaches him detachment in very different and intriguing ways. So maybe we can just spend some time watching that clip.
In a tranquil realm embraced by nature stood a secluded monastery, home to a renowned Zen master known for profound teachings on detachment. Seekers from all corners of the world came here to free their hearts from attachments. Among them was the eager young disciple, Kai, thirsting for transformative wisdom. Kai, wise master, I come before you with a burning desire to understand the path of enlightenment. Teach me the secrets of detachment and liberation. Zen master, patience, young one. The journey to enlightenment is not a hasty sprint, but a steady stride. Let us embark on this path together. The Zen master guided Kai to a serene courtyard with a majestic cherry blossom tree. The gentle breeze swayed its branches, creating a dance of leaves. Zen master, observe, Kai, how the tree stands tall, yet it is unattached to the breeze that caresses its boughs. The breeze comes and goes, but the tree remains steadfast. Kai, Master, how can I apply this profound lesson to my own life and emotions? Zen Master, just as the tree is unattached to the breeze, so too must you learn to let emotions and desires pass through you without holding on to them. Embrace the transient nature of life, for attachments are the shackles that bind you to suffering. As the days flowed by like a gentle river, the Zen Master continued to impart his teachings on detachment. One morning, he and Kai sat amidst the monastery's tranquil garden, surrounded by the vibrant beauty of nature. Zen Master, look, Kai, at how the butterfly flutters gracefully from one flower to another, yet it does not seek to possess the flowers it visits. Kai, Master, what does this teach us? Zen Master, the butterfly finds joy in the nectar of each flower it encounters, but remains unattached. It does not grasp onto the flowers or mourn their passing. Learn from the butterfly's freedom and embrace the impermanence of life. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of gold, the Zen Master and Kai stood beside a meandering river. Its waters whispered ancient wisdom as they flowed gracefully. Zen Master, observe, Kai, how the river flows effortlessly, never resisting its course, yet it remains unattached to the rocks and obstacles it encounters. Kai, Master, how can I apply this profound teaching to my relationships and experiences? Zen Master, allow the river to be your guide, dear Kai. Flow with the currents of life, accepting its twists and turns, but do not cling to the rocks of attachment. Embrace each moment, savoring its beauty, yet let it pass without leaving traces of attachment. As Kai assimilated the Zen Master's teachings, he began to practice detachment in his daily life. Gradually, a newfound sense of liberation and inner peace blossomed within him. One fateful evening, a powerful storm unleashed its fury upon the monastery, with fierce winds and torrential rain rattling its tranquility. Kai, Master, the storm outside feels chaotic, but within me I find calm. Is this detachment? Zen Master, yes, dear Kai. Detachment isn't indifference, it's finding serenity amidst life's storms. Embrace the chaos without being swept away, like the calm center of the storm. As Kai's understanding of detachment deepened, the Zen Master decided to test his disciples' newfound wisdom. Zen Master, Kai, this vase is dear to me. Take it and go to the nearby town. Pretend to sell it, and whatever price you receive, bring it back to me. Kai, Master, why should I sell something so precious to you? Zen Master, trust in the lesson, Kai. Go now and return with the proceeds. With the precious vase clutched in his hands, Kai ventured to the nearby town, a mix of emotions swirling within him. In the bustling marketplace, he encountered a wealthy merchant who marveled at the vase's beauty and made a generous offer. Kai, this vase is not mine to sell, it belongs to my master, the Zen Master of the monastery. Merchant, the Zen Master? Then it must indeed be a rare treasure. I will give you an even higher price for such a valuable artifact. Temptation tugged at Kai's heart at the crossroads. He could choose attachment, surrendering the vase for wealth, or stay on the path of detachment as taught by his master. Returning to the monastery with an empty hand, but a heart full of tranquility, Kai stood before the Zen Master, who awaited him with a serene smile. Kai, Master, I could not sell the vase, for it is not mine to possess. Instead, I realized the true essence of detachment and chose not to cling to worldly desires. Zen Master, you have truly imbibed the wisdom, Kai. Detachment is the key to true liberation. Possessions may come and go, but genuine freedom lies in relinquishing attachments. As Kai embraced the path of detachment, he found serenity in life's ever-changing nature and shared the Zen Master's teachings with others. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this tale of wisdom with
I think there's few examples that I really like. One was of the butterfly. Like I said, butterfly goes from one flower to another flower and not attached. She lets go and then goes to another, right? And so many other examples he gave, like of the cherry blossom tree. Wind comes, leaves, but it's still grounded, right? The same way, life will come like the river, passes, goes through. It's like this inner wisdom allows the soul to stay detached means not to have the desire to possess or own it, just to use it, right, and enjoy it, but not the feeling of owning. And that's what trustee really is, not to have the feeling of owning, isn't it? Sure. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many things. I think, in that little video,
Mm,
so many lessons to learn. I think so many things.
mhm,
Again, detachment. Sometimes we scramble. How can I do it? How can I do it? Again, the solution is just very simple. It's just one little thought of a shift of thought in my consciousness. It's just one little shift. It's like sometimes, we think like, how can I do it?
mm,
This is the way, that's it,
mhm,
But we sometimes become very comfortable not taking that way or that one little solution to take because we become comfortable also not letting go.
mm,
We become comfortable in not letting go. We like to, take that sorrow, or we like to be in that situation, though we want to not be, but yet it's a deep habit of being there and not taking that one step to let
mhm,
go and just move on. So I think detachment is very powerful. Very powerful. And it's not that I have to like, oh, how should I detach? How should I detach? It's nothing. How should I detach? It's just one thought of consciousness that I need to just shift. This
mhm,
doesn't belong to me. The truth is, it doesn't belong to me. As the slide said,
mm,
there's only one truth, that
mm,
belongs to me. Like Dadi Janki always says, "Main kaun, mera kaun." She always
mm,
says, who am I? I'm a soul. And who is mine? Mine is, God, the divine, the source, who is very close to the heart, right? There is that only one truth. But as we are traveling, we carry so much. But it's just that one simple thought of consciousness I would shift.
mm,
That this is not mine, that's it. It's not that like I would just say from the head space, no, this is not
mm,
mine. It won't work then. Then I'm like, struggling. It's not mine, but it's still mine. It's not mine. But I think deeply understanding, really, it is not mine. Like, the moment I have that shift, that's it. Whatever burden I'm carrying, I just let go. It's gone. I'm in the same place, I'm playing the same things, but it's still on a lighter note. It's nothing mine, nothing to control.
mm,
And again, another thing he spoke about desires. That's what the story at the end was, no, about the vase, attachment, the desire of having it.
mm,
But how we learn in spirituality, become ignorant of even knowing what is a desire. I think desire is something that really takes us down instantly. And I should become the one who doesn't even know what is that desire, what a desire even means,
mm,
and becoming detached from those desires will really help us to, you know, to have that sort of trusteeship. Trustee. I'm a trustee. This is not mine. Hello,
Hi.
little. Hi. How are you?
Yay.
Are you learning? Are you learning from this session? What did you learn? Did you like the session?
Yes.
Oh, what did you learn?
I learned peaceful soul.
I'm a
Sorry?
peaceful soul.
Huh?
I'm a peaceful soul.
Oh, that's all we need actually. That's all we need, right? You're a peaceful soul, right? Yeah, good. That's true. Look at the children, they don't have anything like I and mine.
Mm,
They're just moving on. They have nothing like I and mine. Right? You don't have I and mine.
They are so pure, Sister Madhuri. That's
so
why,
pure.
we're attracted to them because they're so pure.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing tera mera. No, not
Yeah.
yours, not mine.
You want to share, sister? She say something. Amandeep and say something.
Hi.
It's
Just welcome.
video is not coming.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's okay.
I'll change the background. Yeah.
Hi. I'm Amandeep. I'm a peaceful soul. So, yeah, I love coming to this sorrow session. It's like always, like everything comes to the same thing, but hearing it in different ways is always the learning experience. I
Mm.
tell that coming here is coming same as going to a temple because you get positive energy and some refreshing thoughts, right? So I really like to come here.
Thanks.
I'm glad you made an effort to go to the center. It's very good because learning at the meditation center is so different from learning at home.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
True, Sister Madhuri, because the vibrations, the energy is so different.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, fewer distractions, but I brought a distraction
No,
with
no,
me.
she's an inspiration, not a distraction.
No, you didn't bring any distraction. You brought pure energy.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Are we going to do some meditation now?
Yeah. Any
Any
thoughts?
slides you have? Or any other last thoughts you want to share?
No, that's all. Yeah. But anyone else would like to add any other thoughts? Please feel free to. Or anyone from Queens?
Please, let me see.
Very good. Session all the time. Session all the time. Session all the time. Session all the time.
Looks like no one wanted to share. So I think just Sudha said, very good session.
No problem. Sister
Very
Madhuri.
enlightening. Yeah.
Thank you. It'd be nice if you could lead us into a meditation.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
So for a few moments, Let us sit comfortably and just drop everything that I'm doing. Just settle down for a few moments. I become quiet and ask myself this question: am I attached to anything? Does my intellect gets pulled towards anything? I become very quiet. Become centered. In this quiet, I very gently let go of all the physical consciousness. I let go of everything that I have. I drop the consciousness of this body and everything that is connected to this body. I let go of the name, the roles, the responsibilities, the duties. Because all the attachments and egos are connected to the physical identity. So I drop this physical identity. I drop everything that I have and I stabilize in the consciousness of who I am. As I drop the physical identities, it's as if a burden is removed. And all I see is I, the being, I, the soul, I, the light. I, the pure being, and this is the only one truth, and rest all is false. Just hold in your awareness, I, the soul, I, the being, I, the light. This is like holding on to truth, being in my true identity. Being in this space, I am detached. I'm a detached observer. In this consciousness, what is mine? Nothing that is physical is mine. In this pure consciousness of being a soul, my intellect goes to God, the supreme light. Mine. I, the soul, and mine is only the one supreme soul, the divine light, Baba. This is the only consciousness I need to be in. Let's take 1 minute to experience this truth. To hold this truth. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Saurabhai.
Thank you.
Beautiful session.
Thanks to
Always
you.
so deep. I don't know how you create these beautiful slides and, you know, get the topic, you know, you take the topic into deeper understanding, which is very, very good. So thank
We're
you.
learning. Thanks for your sharings, and it allows us to deeply understand. So thank you so much.
And lovely to always connect with Indianapolis family. Om
Thank you.
Shanti, everyone.
Thank
Om
you.
Shanti. Thank you, Saurabhai. Thank you,
Thank
Sister
you.
Madhuri.
Thank you.
Wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Om Shanti.